Yo, some things ain't worth being embarrassed by. But one thing ain't worth it for sure. It's doing that to your child, man. That ain't worth it. I don't even want to pretend blueface sperm got nothing. I don't want to pretend that. I know what it is, man. We know, yo, bro. That shit is, yo. I don't live in that position. I don't got no fucking skeletons. I put them all out there. I don't got time for skeletons. I imagine me being embarrassed about a skeleton. And I know everybody got them bitches. That mean your mind ain't working right. You gonna hurt somebody because you gotta pretend. Everybody else faults and issues gonna be out there, but not yours. Everybody gonna pour into you, but you ain't gonna pour into people. You gonna always cut corners. You gonna spin big on nothing and shit on the people that got you. You gonna give everything else 90% and give those that love you, you supposed to love 10%. You gonna give your child 10% of a chance to be regular. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
This is just one short compilation, but a lot of these clips go on longer of her drinking even more. And this is only what's been caught on camera. I can only imagine how often off camera she was also smoking and drinking. It's fucking terrible. And it's not like she didn't know. She even had that clip in there where she's like, it's alright, I can just abort the child, not gonna hurt me. Fucking evil mindset. Like, what? She couldn't stop herself.
When son said it's an evil mindset, I said, man. An evil mindset? I said, man. Is what Chrisean Rock did evil? I'm questioning myself. I'm like, yo, bro, because it's another life involved. And I try to get away from shit because I don't be wanting to wake up and think about shit sometimes. Like, yo, bro, like, our community is a cesspool, nigga. I live in that shit, so I wake up to that kind of shit, bro. Like, this shit is real. That's to the wire. I'm pretty sure she thought about it 100 times. And I seen that shit happen all the time in our community. Where it's like, yo, bro, you gonna crash everything. And the motherfucker like, nah, I got it. Don't wait. And just crash everything and then stand back from the crash and be like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? And that shit destroys people. It destroys greatness. It destroys community. It destroys mind. It destroys everything. So we look and be like, we ain't got nothing. Now we just complaining. And nobody that went in it come back. And I understand. You can't have a big song and tour the clubs there. You can lose your life. Why? Because you did something to somebody? No. Just because. You can't get a girl from there pregnant. Because she's going to treat your child bad. Even if you change will come, she's going to treat the child bad. The child is just something separate, man. It's not like a part of her. When you love things, they're a part of you. Ain't no secrets. Ain't no lying. One of the greatest things I learned ever is that you didn't have to lie to people that loved you. Right? So if you cheated on your dude, he forgave you and y'all was together, you figured it out. You learned, maybe you lied, right? If, like, you cheated on your girl, y'all stay, some of these relationships last depending on what people get mentally. You've been in a relationship with somebody long enough, you find things out about them that they might have lied about. You already, so a lot of times when you already been forgiven, you ain't even recognizing it. So you just piling shit on. You don't got a lot of people that you love. And you shouldn't have people around you that love you saying shit that's real when you denying it. Like when homegirl said in the video, yo, we was all just drinking and shit. She like, no, we wasn't. Now, if I know we was drinking for all 9 of those 9 months you was pregnant and we was doing it together all the time, I don't get like, wait, what's the, man, why nobody give me the script? I ain't know we was, now I'm out here looking like a liar. Now you put us at odds to where we gotta head on beef. Because now you're calling me a liar. So this is what happens when you just don't be real, right? Because now I say some shit that, and now you like, no, that didn't happen. Now you're actually fucking calling me a liar, you stupid. Yo, you crazy? That ain't love. That's something else. But it's hard to understand. Because now you can't get help. So now, Chrisean Rock can't, yo, long as she on this wave, she can't even really get the baby the help it need to get. It's past you. It's past you. Yo, at some point, yo, people don't realize when it's past them. So like, all right, boom, it's past you. So boom, you've been making all the decisions. Look, you've been making every fucking decision. Look what happened. Oh, you still got it? Cool. Because your brain still work, right? It worked to deny it all. It's working to fight against it. You don't care. She don't give. That's the home for. I never want to be something that I don't want. I never want to be something that I don't want, bro. That happened to me. When I was a kid, it was bad. Imagine me growing up and being around a kid, man. And trying to put that kid through the same thing that I went through. That's just weakness. Sometimes you gotta hear people from other places just explain shit.
From smoking and drinking while pregnant, she did have the child, and this September he will be 3 years old.
Said this September. We know August. That day, Gemini said his birthday was in August, right? So okay, so basically this September he'll be 3 years old.
He still cannot walk or talk, and it seems like also has a hard time just sitting up on his own without...
He can't walk or talk, and also has a hard time sitting up on his own. Bro, see, y'all know Meg Kid like worked with young kids before, and she never ever told me, people skipping the terrible tools. Like, yo, wait. For you to be into the terrible tools, right? It gotta be a lot of activity. You gotta be able to walk, I figure. Cause how you terrible if you can't maneuver around, right? It gotta be like this person could get around and this person be trying to move fast and run and stuff, right? Figure that's a part of terrible two activities. Don't you gotta know how to say a little bit of something to talk? Don't you gotta know how to do that? And if you can't really sit up, how you grabbing stuff? Because don't terrible too, because you grabbing stuff and wilding and stuff? To skip the terrible twos is crazy. That's outrageous. And Chrisean up here talk about God didn't want him to be in the terrible twos. God wanted him to be better than me. See, I went through terrible too. So God don't want my son to go through the things that I had to go through. And some of y'all out there like, yeah, man, that nigga, yo, Blueface wild down.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
Yo, and chances are, if you don't like me, you can't beat me. That's the reality. I don't throw that out there all the time, but like, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can't beat me. Chances are, you're a punk. Like, you just feeling good. You know what I'm saying? You like, no, cause you was drinking with your kid. Shit, you was drinking with your kid. So you in defense. You could tell. Hey, yo, bro, you know, I don't defend nothing I ain't down with, bro. I don't defend verts. I ain't no vert. But if I'm around you, and you defending the vert, I'm like, man, I think that, like, we know what a vert like a pervert. If I'm around you and you defending one, I'm going to start to question, bro, this don't even make no sense in my mind. Like, I don't understand. Help me to understand how you think that that's acceptable and okay. Nah, you know, I'm just saying because they say, who is the days? At that point, might be, but what I'm saying is that it's an easy way to avoid that, though. It's an easy way to avoid that. I'll tell you the way to avoid that. Don't say it. Don't do it. Because a person got to automatically assume that your mind is there with it. Because how do you think like that? How does your mind get to that point? So I'll be like, yo, I think black people can be racist. But how we don't got no, bro, I think you could be racist, bro. Because most of the people y'all accused of being racist ain't really did nothing. They just talking. Just like you talking. They ain't got no power. They can't affect nothing. You just online arguing with them. Because you them. You got to be able to ignore stuff to be racist. You got to be able to ignore stuff. You got to be able to ignore what your people doing and only look at others. I think that's a big part of being racist, if you ask me. Y'all on food stamps. Black people. But it's more white people on food stamps. But until, being in this social media space, it made me realize, like, like, nah, it's real. We like that too. Because we ignore certain things that we see, right? And in our communities, things that we know is real. And we look at other places and be like, yo, Chrisean Rock is dead wrong. And I would hate for the day to come, right? Because, like, do I think that Lil Mama is like the most focused in the world? No. Could she be more focused? Yeah. But is she Chrisean Rock? Hell no, she not Chrisean Rock. She ain't close to Chrisean Rock. She ain't never gonna be Chrisean Rock, right? But I would hate for somebody to go on social media and only see the Chrisean Rocks and then judge her for that. This where that love thing come into play. This where that I'm your motherfucking leader, whether you know it or not thing come into play, right? Because I'm able to assimilate the entire circle. The entire globe. We all together. I got us. Trust me. If I don't want that for my daughter, how could I want that for somebody else's daughter? You can't do both. Some people think you can do both. You can't. It's impossible. Once you really know love, you know love. So when people telling y'all, so you ever see this? So say you look at like serial killer things like, yo, he had a wife and the kids, but when you talk to them, it's like, yeah, he was kind of cold. He never did this. He never did that, right? Magicito, we know that the serial killer, he don't got the empathy for love. We are aware of that, right? So what he has is, this is my disguise. I'm serial killing out here. This is my disguise. My family and these kids come from sex. They don't come from love. Kids come from sex. They don't come from planning and love, gang. I'm sorry if y'all didn't know that. I want to tell you.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
This is my disguise. Like, you can't do both. You can't do both. So when we look at her,
it won't hurt me. No, you should do it because it's cold.
No, you can't have no liquor, bro. We let her get away with it. I don't care, bro. We let this happen, bro.
To watch, it's not like a crime.
You shouldn't be talking about hey man, I don't want to hear no black woman talking about what white women do. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Come on, stop saying that shit to motherfuckers. I don't want to hear that shit.
I'm sure she still currently does. But while she was pregnant, she still didn't let that stop her. You know, it wasn't an obstacle. She didn't pump the brakes because she's pregnant.
See, the way he said it was just so great.
Which everybody knows is really bad for the baby.
Because we all was drinking, even you, with the baby and stuff. Why are you lying?
We all was drinking, even you, with the baby and stuff. Why you lying? Girl, if I'm telling the truth, don't you ever say I'm lying. Like, why are you saying I'm lying on that? Why are you doing that? You're calling me a liar and saying I'm lying on you. Like, and you was doing it. And for some shit, when the evidence is there, the evidence there. I don't like niggas deny the evidence, bro. Something wrong with you denying evidence. She pregnant as ever right here. What? Bro. You said, yeah, no shame, bro. I see no shame. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. I need all the help I could get. I need positive vibes, good energy, and all that.
Get yourself together.
Where the bottle at? Oh my gosh.
Drink it.
She asked for another bottle. I'm just
gonna get no liquor.
Yes, I can. I can abort the child tomorrow. It won't hurt me.
Yo. Shame on her parents. Shame on the community. Shame on Blueface. Shame on everybody around it. But it's definitely shame on her. The most shame. Yeah, yo, I understand the boundaries. I understand saying the boundaries not there. But I could tell you, bro, like, man, I wish I could I wish I was big enough for somebody to sit down with me and ask me questions. I always say, people don't ask me enough questions. But if you ask me enough questions, I'm going to tell you a movie. Because I'm actually in charge of my faculties to the point where I could tell you how shit started to happen. Like, thinking critically and analytically. I had a paper and it had like, I'm trying to actually remember the thing. I wonder if I could Google it, right? But it was about like structuring yourself, like changing it, but it was like some high level thinking shit, like how you should be, like always think critically and analytically. A lot of shit that I taught Deuce over time, right? And I hear Deuce say like I think critically and analytically. So I think critically and analytically, right? So when it comes to boundaries, right? You have to learn boundaries ahead of time to have them. So when we be saying, yo, I gotta set boundaries, if you're saying you have to set boundaries, that means there was no boundaries. That's common sense. We come from households where there's no boundaries, period. So, like, yo, I was actually raised outside my home. Yes, I've been in my home. Yes, I had a mom and a dad, but I kind of was raised outside my home, and I'm not talking about just necessarily in the streets. Like, I'm one of those guys from that era, like, you mostly hear these stories from, like, the crack era, where the kids is locked up at, like, because it turned out neighborhoods upside down. But my first time getting taken out the house is at 11. What I try to express to most people, but people brush it off and ignore me. I'll be like, how many children you know got taken out the house at 11? Like where you locked up, you don't live at home no more. You're locked up. You don't live at home. And if you had an 11-year-old or you're around 11-year-olds and you look and you be like, what? Wait, it don't even seem to match up. And that's because it don't. And every time they let me out, it didn't take me but a few months to return. And I lived like that from 11 years old to 18 years old, and I got 17 years. My life has been different. If you ask me enough questions, we're going to get a movie out this bitch. But I remember the first stages about thinking critically and analytically. I remember the times when I realized I wasn't thinking critically and analytically. I remember the times where dudes returned, came back to jail, and they was telling me about how they came back, and I was like, what the fuck? How did that happen? That don't even make no sense. Like, you should be smarter. I remember when I started to think that I was smart because I was just seeing things and I would start to be right. Like, oh shit, wait. How the fuck everybody else can't see shit the same way? But it was based off what I was feeding myself over and over and over and over. I honestly think it could be male or female. The reason why I think that we lean in the direction of the person being in charge of these houses, because we come from environments where there's single parent homes, and that's mostly mothers. And the system caters to women more. But even when you got the dad there, sometimes that dad might come from a single parent home. And he toxic. And he never show his daughter what it looks like for a man to love a woman. He never show his daughter what dedication look like when a man can be dedicated to a woman. And with the man there, the woman can still not show her daughter what it's like to respect a good man. So it don't necessarily be, okay, it's just the male, the female. We got a lot of single parent homes, but even when you get the male in there, because look, and it's not just in my family. I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna say names. But my family had a creepy uncle, but before I was born, like with all my older aunts, everything, right? And that creepy uncle did a lot of damage. Now, most people come from a lot of, bro, this is it be happening in these families. It be a creepy uncle, a creepy stepdad, a creepy somebody, right? Could do a lot of damage. and it had been a dad dead. Maybe it was the dad's son and the dad don't want to think this, or the dad busy, or the dad got extracurricular activities going on, or the dad, it's just... Now, I think everybody deserves portions of blame. But once I start thinking critically and inwardly, this is real shit. I started to be able to absolve myself for so much blame that was going on. So, yo, bro, I went from having a lot of issues in prison to, like, just being smooth. Like, being the kind of dude that dudes always want to talk to. That dudes always want to kick it with. That dudes trust. Like, I went to being able to have real relationships with people. Because I just started to think about walking in other shoes sometimes. Like, I used to have a thing about me where I was over aggressive, and so I got the humorous thing where I play too much, and I'm over aggressive, and I'm greasy, right? And yo, it would make people so uncomfortable. Do you know when I recognized that? Hey yo, even when I came home from jail after all these years, I had to redo it in the streets. Every time a person be talking about me, acting like them, and I don't know them, people be so uncomfortable. When I was trying to throw the poker games, nobody wanted to really come to the poker games. Like, it's time, like, it's hard to I wasn't even that person no more. So, who will hold the most responsibility and the biggest weight in it? It take two to tangle.